enough respect to you, sir.
Right,
So, like I said, you're a bit of an enigma because no one really, well, me personally, not really heard of you until recently. And then the beats that I'm hearing is like, why haven't I heard of you before? So tell us a bit about yourself. Where have you come from?
I mean, I've started releasing a couple of years back now. My first real releases came on RAM.
Big.
So that sort of made other labels notice me, I suppose.
And what year was that? Because I've only found like 2007.
2010, I think.
Right,
so literally like 2 years, yeah. And then started working with TB for subtitles and stuff like that. Then on to Critical to do set the levels with Codebreaker, then with Break as well to do Cyrax on the other side of one of his singles, which was an honour. Like Break's one of my sort of inspirations within this scene. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that, and yeah, now I'm sort of working with Critical a bit and just getting my name out there a bit more. Trying to get some releases. The latest things, the other side, the remix for Break. I've done Something New remix, which has been going down pretty well. Yeah, I sort of tried to, I didn't want to play Break at his own game, so I tried to switch it up completely differently, man. I don't think you'll beat him at his own game, sort of. So, yeah, and Soundclash on Critical as well has come out at around the same time. So yeah, it's going alright, man. So
tell us a bit about your influences, where it all began for you.
I mean, my older sister has always been into electronic dance music and that. So from a young age, I've been listening to it in the yard and all that. And I started DJing when I was about 11, something like that. And then started to realise that if you want to try and make it exactly what Break said, you have to be making tunes. So I started doing that at about the age of 17, messing around with like Fruity Loops or whatever.
Right.
I didn't have my own computer, I was going around my mate's house and all that.
You've done that well,
but then got my own Mac when I was about 20, 21, and just started really picking up from there. We moved on to Logic, and I used got an EMU sampler, Mackie Desk, Mackie speakers, Virus TI synth, which is really good for basses and stuff like that. And yeah, together they're pretty powerful, man. I don't think you really need much more, to be honest.
So what led you in that direction of getting that sort of equipment and the direction of you making the music that you are making now?
Well, several things really. I mean, interviews, watching other people, what they're using and stuff, and thinking, I might try that out, I know the main reason I got the EMU is because of the Z-plane filters, which you can, manipulate bass lines a bit better than anything you'll find on sort of Logic or anything like that, the EQs and that.
VSTs, for instance.
Yeah, I mean, they just seem to I think it's just the preamps and stuff that are inside it are just, they're just really nice, and I don't think they meant to do it either, sort of, they don't even make them anymore. The only people that are using them are really people in drum and bass now, But it's not only that as well. Since I did get it, I've realised, even if you just put a kick through it and pitch it up or pitch it down and stuff, it just gives it something, it's just magic, literally, it's magic. Just straight away, the same person might use the same drum kit, leave it on their computer, but you put it through the EMU, just pitch it down one semitone and it will just be so much better. Yeah, definitely, man. So, I think, the main reason I started moving on to things like that were interviews and just watching, a lot of the magazines and stuff, what they're saying are good, and that sort of thing.
A lot of it is, I suppose, you have got to keep. I watch a lot of interviews and a lot of lectures as well, and it does seem that you really do have to pay attention, because I suppose that's what I started touching before with Break, where the actual knowledge of the game now has been lost because people. It's just so easy for anybody to just download a program.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And just write a beat. They don't realise the logistics of it.
Definitely, mate. Definitely, and I just think that it's all about experimentation as well. If everyone's using the same plugin that was in that magazine, but you're using a technique from 10 years ago that all the youngsters don't really know about or whatever, you are going to stand out, aren't you? And as Break said, it's the good stuff that seems to rise to the top. So I think it's them sort of techniques that make things rise to the top. People taking it back, I reckon.
When you listen to a piece of music, you sit there and think, how was that done?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and you'll hear something for years in other people's music, and you'll be like, "What is that?" You know, and then you'll see them in an interview, and they'll mention something, and a little light bulb will go off in their head. You know, one of them moments, and then you'll go and get the
straight into the lab.
Yeah, I mean that's not the only way that I've clocked things is by other people. I mean, I sit there for hours experimenting on, or just listening through other tunes and thinking, how did they do that and stuff. But it is definitely a good little tool to try and listen to what other people are saying rather than just letting it go in one ear and out the other.
So them can't play the people hear it, and the music them way I play nowadays, the one them don't play the record them. You understand? Tell me the last time you go to a club.
So let's talk a bit about your music, because your musical style is very much, minimal but very much different to what's going around now. What's led you to that, as was mentioned before?
I don't really know, man. I just do what I want to hear, to be honest. Like I try to keep it quite true to myself. I don't really want to please anyone else. I just want to make something that I want to hear in the club. And 9 times out of 10 it does alright. I'm sure that I may make something in the future that will get completely gunned, but so far it's been alright. So yeah, I just make things I want to hear. Like literally, that's it.
So tell us a bit about the labels that you got music coming on, because
the next things, as I said, with the Other Side LP coming on Symmetry, which is another proud moment of my career anyway, for doing a remix for Break. Like, I've been looking up to him for a very long time, and yeah, it's the sort of thing to do that. It was hard as well. One of the hardest things. You can ask Break as well. I nearly scrapped that idea about 5-6 times, and now it's done more damage than a lot of my other stuff. It's really, people have just been like, "What the hell was that?" And the other thing is another tune I'm proud of called Sound Clash, which I hadn't heard anything like it when I made it, sort of thing. And there's a couple of tunes floating around now that sound a bit like it, But when I made it, I made it about 7-8 months ago,
Right.
And now there's a few other things sounding like it, but it's only just come out. So if I could release things when stuff like that, but if you could release it straight away, then people would know who made what first. But some people here in a club, they'll make something like it and release it a little bit before you, and someone might say, he blatantly copied that, but no, there's none of that going on, sort of thing, man. Just want to put that out there, but yeah, I'm just trying to push things forward, man. Not really follow anyone, and just do some stuff that I haven't heard, and yeah, step things up trying to step it up in a big way, I suppose.
Talk a bit about the future. What's the future hold for Xtrah?
As I say, I'm working with Critical, doing some releases with them. Definitely be working with Break again. I've got some things like ready to send to Break and stuff. But I'm just writing lots of music, man. I'm going to see what happens. There's mentions of something like maybe doing something for Metalheads as well.
Sure.
So yeah, just got to get the music done though, man, innit? And I've just moved studios, so the same sort of thing as Break, but I'm getting used to writing music on speakers in a quiet room, not in a madhouse with kids running around in headphones. So it
sounds like my place.
Yeah, man, for real. But it's hard, but I'm sure I'll get that in the end.
So any views on an album, or you just
Nah, not yet. I don't think I'm ready, man. I'd like to do some more singles on some of the bigger labels and stuff, get a bit more of a following and that as well, and then see what happens. But I don't think I'm an album artist just yet. Yeah, I think I've got to just do a couple more big singles, I think, and then I might be ready to start thinking about writing one.
So any tours or anything? I know you're in Manchester tonight.
Yeah, so obviously Manchester tonight. I'm in Poland next weekend, Kingston. In London, not Jamaica. I should be so lucky. Then I'm in Dubai, get back from there, Spain, Fabric. Yeah, it's going alright, man. The gigs are going alright. It's coming in, but it's not as much as I want to be doing, but it's more than I was doing last year, so I'm blessed.
Yeah, enough respect to you. Well, Xtrah, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, my friend.
Nice one for having me.